Hello, thanks for joining me for another church visit, this time to Llangelynin Old Church. It really is old. It was founded around 1200, but inside it doesn't have a Norman character. It's more late medieval and Georgian, as you'll see. It clings to the side of the coast, overlooking Cardigan Bay, and it's in the most stunning location. It has a very tough exterior, which it needs in this location, and it is rather barn-like. West End. That is a very sensible West End for an exposed position. Virtually windowless and with an obvious batter to the base. It must get lashed in winter. It's such a cracking spot though, look at that. Just look at that. Magic. This is another one of those churches that's going to be a bit of a time capsule, I think. Oh yes. On the benches, the names of those who sit there, although no longer Miss Edwards from Pantgwyn. And an absolutely huge beer, which must be a horse beer, I would think. And a wall painting. Some lettering there. Memento mori. Remember, you are mortal, you must die. And the Ten Commandments, rather amateurishly written, charmingly lettered, perhaps. The font has definitely seen better days. It seems to be much repaired. All these benches tell you who was allowed to sit on them. This one is for the Reverend John Nanny of Tŷ Newydd and Llangelynin and Tyddyn Mawr. This, being at the front, is the clerk's seat, and the clerk sits next to Henry Owen Esquire. Very tall Georgian or early Victorian pulpit. Ooh, and some rather crudely carved, well, sort of, is it a screen? We'll call it a screen. Older than the fittings is the roof. The roof is from the early 16th century, and the walls of the church were raised to accommodate it. It has quite a low pitch. Ooh, and some more wall painting. Can't actually make that out, but it's in English. Lord Jesus loved the... No, sorry, can't make that out. But there's obviously, it's been some text that's depended from what looks like some sort of pole up there. Was there an effigy in here once? If so, it has departed and made way for various bits of broken memorials and a parasol stand for some reason. My goodness, it's green in here, isn't it? Other niche on the other side, even greener. I think they have a damp problem. Original medieval window. And a Georgian east window. A very tall, very plain altar table. Memorial, which presumably had painted lettering, long gone. And there's a harmonium, because this place is extremely off-grid. I wonder if it still works. Possibly a bit wheezy if it does. That's your lot. If you want proper organ playing and church crawling, go watch Ben Mayton, the Salisbury organist. Actually, do go and watch his channel, it's brilliant. What do I make of this church? Well, I think in some dioceses it would have been closed. Can't imagine it has a huge number of people here on a Sunday when it had a service. Probably once a month or something. It's damp. It's atmospheric. It's not really fit for much modern worship. But you could get away with a short service if you brought your coat, and you would need your coat. Oh my gosh, I've just noticed something up there. What's that? Is that a bit of original Celia that I've missed? I do believe it is. Obviously the place has been reboarded at some point by the Georgians or Victorians, and they've rescued a bit of original medieval ceiling in there. Terrific. Could have missed that. I was taken by the somewhat hideous chandelier. So to resume, what do I think of this place? Well, it's atmospheric. It's very damp. It's obviously got an inbuilt class system and a skeleton. It gives me the creeps, but it's interesting. And thank goodness it's still open. And clearly it's open because it's had some grant money. Hooray for grants. If you want to visit this church, it's always open. It's on the A493, about halfway between Tywyn and Fairbourne, but it doesn't have any access to it directly. You have to park on the coast road and walk down a lane, a steep lane to it. The sign by the steep lane says no parking or turning area beyond here, and it means it. Please don't drive down there. Park on a lay-by and walk. It's certainly worth a visit if you can come, and if you can't, well, I hope you enjoyed my tour. And as always, thank you for watching.